Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? So this week we are on Factorio. As some of you may remember, I am now going to be on a Thursday. Instead of doing a random game that I give you all a big choice for, I'm going to do Banished one week and Factorio the next, because these two games have been by far the most popular out of the ones that I've been doing. So for a little while at least, this is what my plan is. At the moment our rocket is at 30% complete, and it's still working hard. It's these three here that produce the items needed for the rocket, and then that slowly builds up all of these components, and when you get 10 of each in there, it makes another rocket part, which adds 1% to the total. So that's just going to keep on going and going and going and going, and we don't really need to worry about it. While that's building, we're going to go and continue with laying our train track, because that's what we started doing. We're starting to build a track all the way over here so that it would loop round and we could clear out some of the stuff over here. So if we go and take a look at that, we've got this great big patch here that we wanted to clear. And well, actually we are going to use the trains to clear that. We've got this patch here that needs to be cleared away, and we've got other patches as well. There is actually a small patch of iron ore here that I want to get rid of. Now this, as we go north, there is a whole load of trees and everything in the way. And we've cleared most of the trees from over here, but our first job really is just remove all of this ore. And, well, this mostly is coal here, but we want to remove all of the coal, and we're going to remove all of this copper as well. We're going to get that all back to the base, and we're going to get it stored. We want to move it as fast and as rapidly as possible. So what we're going to do with that is, once it's been loaded into the train and then brought back over here and then unloaded, is we're actually going to put it into a passive provider chest. Now, not a passive provider, an active provider chest. These are passive provider chests right here, but we're not going to be using those. No. What we're going to be using is an active provider chest, and that will push the item into the network and force it to be used. So in order to do that, we're going to want some actual chests being made, and this is just an absolute maze of stuff now. It's just a complete maze. I've got no idea where anything is, and I don't remember where most of it is either. I do have, at the moment, I've got the passive providers being made there, and I've got requester chests being made there. I'm pretty sure somewhere I've got yellow chests being made as well, which is just a standard storage chest. And I've also got iron chests being made, but where those are located, I'm not actually sure anymore. It's kind of, it's one of those things that's kind of disappeared off into the wild blue yonder and been, oh no, there's factories there that's being made. There's more copper, more bits down here. No, it's nothing down here. So yeah, literally, I don't actually know where they are. I've lost them. They are, I'm sure I'm actually building some somewhere. I know that I'm making different, there are some different items being made. Now, there's got to be, oh, there's the chest. There's the iron chests. Right, I found those. We've got the iron chests being made right here. So I don't think, actually, I've got the yellow chest being made. I think those were just a set number that I had constructed. I don't think that there are any more. There's a simple way to find out if I do have any more. I put one of those down there like that, and I can mouse over it, and I can see the kind of quantities that we've got. And I would have set it at 1k, and I don't have 1k of those available. So I've got the iron chests, and I've got the others, but I don't have 1k of the yellow ones. So I want the yellows. There's two types of chests that we need to start building, and that is these here. I've literally just got to copy this, and I've got to lay out a fresh one with a slightly different plan to it. So I'm going to drop those down here because they're close enough, and we've got all the other materials that are already being built. So we want our standard factory design here. Actually, I'm not going to take that standard factory design. I'm going to look in the blueprint book. Now, we open up the blueprint book. Somewhere in here is our blueprint that we need to make that item. And this is the one problem with the blueprint book. Because I've got all of them sort of crammed together, it's not going to be easy to actually locate it. I mean, we should be able to do it fairly quickly. So we've got fast inserters, electric, piercing rounds, grenades, gun turrets, cables, gear wheels, blue science, mining drill, green circuits, engine units, more green circuits. Oh, it's a different green circuit layout, that one is. Advanced factories, engine units again, landfill. I don't need any of these. So the underground pipes. I've got plans for basics for just about everything now. Requester chest and passive provider chest. Okay, so we'll take the requester chest one, and we'll drop that into our bag there, and then we'll take our bag as normal, and we'll take the requester chest, and I'm going to come down in a straight line from there, and I'm going to put that one there. Now, the problem with this is I don't actually want to build this thing. I'm going to change that, remove that bit there, and I'm going to change this one to the standard chest. If I can find it. There it is. Right, so we want a storage chest. That one's going to be a storage chest. And then I'm going to build the same thing again down one level below. I'll take that request chest plan, and I'm going to drop it down one level below like that. And I'm going to build it there. And then I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to set the current recipe. I'm going to change that one to active provider chest, because we don't have any of those being built either. So the actual items required to build it are exactly the same. Here, 1 steel chest, 3 electronic circuit, 1 advanced circuit. And that is actually the same on all of them. So the only difference with these is literally it's just the output. And that's all. But what we've also got to change is on here. No, it's not actually on there. It's on the input there. That input is actually measured on requester chest and not on the one that we're currently doing. So I just need to change that bit, and I want to change that to storage chest, so that when storage chest gets to equal or greater than 1000, then they will stop making. So at the moment they are going to start building, and I'm going to do the same down here with this one, and I'm going to change that to to active provider chests. And so they will start building 1,000 of those as well. They're not going to start yet because we don't actually have power available. I need small electric pole. Oh, I've got loads of small electric poles. I've got hundreds of them. So I'm going to put this, and that's actually being covered by that substation. So I might actually just get another substation and drop that one in here somewhere, so that it covers. It'll be down there somewhere. So it'll cover it in a minute. We'll deal with that. We don't need to worry about it for a moment. So we finished with that requester chest one there. So if I open this, and then I take that requester chest, and I want to find where the other blueprint is. I want to put the chests in. Actually, I'm going to I'll hold it on. I'll hold on to it, and then I'll put the 4 blueprints together. We'll do that in a moment. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to go up there to blueprint library, and I want to go new blueprint like that. Then I take that, and I highlight. And that's going to take all of the new conditions that I haven't actually changed very much, but I've changed a couple of conditions. And we're going to change the name of it to storage chest. Like that. Press enter. Always remember to press enter or it doesn't actually save the name. And that's done. So I'm going to make 4 of these all together. So I just lay them out side by side. There we go. And then press Q to get rid of it. And that's everything that's done. So all of those conditions are now being demanded, so 60 of those and 20 of those and 20 of those. The conditions aren't a huge amount. This is not like a massive number of things that are going to be needed, and then once we reach the full 1,000 chests in here, they're not going to make any more of them at all. But we will have them then available in the logistics network that we'll be able to go to should we want to get them. So this other one, we need another new blueprint here, and we want to take that, and we're going to highlight that little bit down there. Now it's almost identical, except that we are making a... this is an active provider chest. Active provider chest. There we go. So I just tick on that one and put the same here. I put those 4 outside my side. There we go. So now we've got all of the chests that we will need. And if I just zoom out a little bit and I drop that one in there, that's actually going to power all of those without any issues whatsoever. So we now have all of the chests being made that we could possibly want. Right, that's minor little detail. We just needed to take care of that so that we've got active and storage chests being made, because we're going to be using them later. At the moment, we don't exactly have a shortage of storage chests, right? This is my storage facility over here. I've got plenty of storage. I don't have a shortage of it. In fact, I've got probably too much. I've got 175,000 rocket fuel here. And, I mean, we are slowly using them up, but we could do with more. My ultimate aim for this, I want a big sprawling factory. That's part of my ultimate aim. But no, my actual, the ultimate aim for this, the thing that I really want to get more than anything else with this, is I would like to achieve multiple rocket launches. I would like to be able to have one of these launching every 60 seconds. And fully automated as well. There is a way to fully automate rocket launches. I don't actually know how to do it at the moment. It's something that I'm going to look into and see if I can find out. We're on 36%. You can auto launch with cargo, so you can actually get it all being constructed. The actual cargo, that's the other bit that we need to take a look at, is you go to combat, and then in the combat section, you've got the not the rocket silo, sorry. Not there, no. Actually, okay, so I thought it was in there, but apparently it's not. I don't actually remember. Oh, there it is. Satellite. That's the one that we need to build. So we need 100 solar panels to do that, and 100 accumulators, and 100 low-density structures, 5 radars, 100 processing units, and 50 rocket fuel. It's not actually that difficult to accumulate all of that stuff. It's just difficult to put it all together. So there's 6 different items there. Now, I don't know how many... crafts up to 6, so you can put that through the big assembling machine, the tier 3 assembling machine. It can go through it. The problem is, are we making... I'm pretty sure we're making accumulators at the moment. I'm pretty certain that I do actually have accumulators being built, because I started building an accumulator field somewhere. I don't actually remember where my accumulator field was. Where on earth did I start building that? I actually laid a few down because I thought it'd be a good idea to have an accumulator field somewhere. But I don't actually know where I put it. Logistics network, whoa. Electric network. So there's an electric network. Actually, this might give us an idea. See, you can sort of see where I've laid it out sensibly, and then where it's just haphazardly thrown down anywhere. And... see, all of these different... this is all of the cables. This is everything all laid out for us. Neat. And it's just showing where everything is. That's fantastic. I didn't even know that was a thing. I really didn't. Okay, that's actually, like, strangely beautiful, that is. What's that there? Is that anything to do with it? Can zoom in. Nope, that's nothing to do with it. So, where on earth is... that's train stop names. So, electric network. I would have thought it'd be something to do with the electric network. I thought that I was actually building somewhere, but apparently I'm not. And that's not even covered by radar up there. I really did think that I'd started to set up a network of accumulators. Yes, I did. I knew I did. Right here, there's my network of accumulators. I knew that I'd set them up somewhere. And if I zoom out a little bit, and then I do the electric network... oh, I see. It doesn't actually show up in the electric network. That's why it's not covered. Right. That all makes sense. Okay, so we've got the accumulators being made somewhere. I'm not actually sure where I set the factory down for that. That's another thing I don't remember. But we do need to make solar panels, and that's something that we don't have. So if you take a look at... we just mouse over a storage chest, we can see the kind of quantities of things that we're building at the moment. And no, we don't have... any storage chests being built anywhere. No, not storage chests. Solar panels. No solar panels. I can't see any solar panels. One of the updates that is coming, you'll be able to see everything that is being made, and it's going to be really good. It's going to make life a little bit easier to sort of find out all the stuff that you've got. I mean, production statistics at the moment, nothing on buildings. I'm just wondering if it's going to tell us, roughly... if I go to 1 minute, it should stop flickering around so much. I'm hoping that it will tell us where on this list of things accumulators is. It would be very nice if we could see that. Where are you, accumulators? Okay, maybe it's not going to. I can't see the accumulators on here. You got the substations there. Okay, so apparently it's not going to show us accumulators on there at all. This is just like individual produced items. Some of this is stuff that I've built myself, and like as a one-off rather than continuous building. Accumulator, 245 in total. So I don't even know if we've got a factory building those then, if we've only done that many. Maybe we have, maybe we haven't. So we do need to think about that, but it's not something that I'm going to worry about too much at the moment. We're going to go back to our construction over here. So I want to do the railway. I need to sort of focus on one task at a time. That's my biggest problem with this. It's so easy to get sidetracked with this game. It really is. So we've got all of this over here, and I'm going to build a network here of mining stations. I don't know how many miners have I got on me at the moment. I've got 50 there. I think that's literally all I've got is 50. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually add more by increasing the number that I demand, and we'll go up to about 250 for a while, so that I can lay down a network like that. And it'll be that network there that I apply. Although I may have to redo that. I'm going to redo that one, I think. Because the belts and stuff that I'd like for this next section is going to be a little bit different than that. So for now, what we're going to do is we're going to carry on laying down some of this. So, and I think it's, do you press shift? Oh no, you bring out the railway, and then you can mouse over there, you press shift, then click on the arrow, and away you go. So we need to be above this section here. So we go in between these two, because then that can all be loaded onto trains. So if I go about there, and then just press and hold shift as you go through the trees, and come out that side like that, and then I'll press Q and put them away. And all I got to do now is I just got to run along the railway like this, and my robots will pick up the trees and lay down the tracks as we move along it, and put everything in place. There we go. Every single one of them, and the last one. So that's all done all the way through. And I can run back here. I may actually put in a second station here, so it would make it a little bit easier for the trains. I don't know if I should or not. Yes, actually, I think I will. I think because I've got a loop that's coming round, but I kind of want to have multiple trains running on this. Even though they're going in a straight line, it would be easier if I had multiple trains coming through. So the first one that we'll put in is we'll put a loop here, and if I go that side there and then press shift so they come out, I can bring them out to this point in a straight line like that, and then I can run in a line down like this. I'm actually going to move it over a little bit. No, I'm not. I go like that. We'll run down to about there, and then that can join back in down the bottom down there. We'll join all of that in, and what this is going to do is the trains that are looping round will loop round on that one, and then the ones that are going to the actual station, they'll come out just a little bit further and they'll go to there, because trains actually find their own route. They find themselves very easily and very efficiently, so it's good the way that they do that. So we're also going to want then another one coming out here that will come down to that point like that. And oh, hang on, I know what I've done wrong. I need to press shift. So if I press Q a minute, and then you go onto there, and then I press shift, then it will allow me to bring it all the way out. So I'll bring that one down to there like that, so it's on a straight line, and then it will loop round and come straight back up here like that. So we can join them all together. Is that everything joined in? I think that's actually going to be joined in by an actual construction robot from elsewhere. And then I join it in there. So we've got another loop there, which means that I can make a station here for copper, and I can make a station up here to drag all of this coal and this bit of iron ore onto there. So it's still going, the trains are still going to run in a straight loop. So this here should be a station for these, which means, in theory, we're going to want another track. But I might actually just put it just a little bit further down. No, I won't. I'm going to put it further up. I'll tell you what, we'll do it like this. If I start there, oops, press shift and start there and move up. What I'm doing is I'm moving up like this. I need to press and hold shift. So if I do it to there, like that, and then press and hold shift so that it comes up through here. I don't need it to go quite so far apart, but I think we'll run it that far apart anyway. And there's the coal there, so I do actually want to just drop it down just a fraction from the coal. If I can put it there like that, is it going to allow... Oh no, it's going to come back straight onto that track. Oh, that's not good. The loop is... Oh, can it go... Ah, I might be able to go like that. I can run the tracks side by side. Hopefully you can get away with running it like that. I really hope that I can. I don't know, though, if I can then join... I don't think I can join those two tracks together by having them close together like that. I think I'm actually going to have to pull it up away from it and then run back down into it again. Does that make any sense to you? Bring that one to there. And then... I just... there we go, like that. And then move it on a little bit further. Like that. And I'll press shift onto there and I'll join it back onto the track there. Like that. Now, the reason that I've done that, the reason that I dropped it down was so that I didn't cover up that little bit of coal there, because I want to remove all of that coal. That is something else that I want to remove. I want to be able to remove every single piece of ore, all of the patches, all of the resources that are here. I want to get them removed, and I want to get them into my own long-term storage. Let me just go there so that those two bits of track get built. And the rest of this is actually okay. We've got another little patch here, and we've got this stone, and we've got that patch, and I reckon that we ought to get those in onto... Oh, I've got some long-term storage there. I didn't even realise. All of this is going to have to go. As soon as this ore is out, that's all going to have to go, so that we do have a genuine beltless factory. I do not want belts being used on this factory. That's the one crucial aspect of my whole setup, is I don't want belts in the main factory. It's all robots. But the thing is, the more sprawled out that you get, the more difficult it gets. I'm just kind of hanging around because I'm waiting for some of these robots to bring me some more rails. That's probably enough there. Yeah, the more sprawled you get, the more difficult that gets. So you kind of want to keep the robots in a contained area. I want to keep them just in one area, and then everything else I will do with trains and belts. So all of this, I'm hoping to strip everything out all the way up round here, and we'll come out. So there's like 4.6 million there, 14 million copper ore there, and so we're slowly expanding. We're going out further and further and further, and we're exploring further as well. So we're still waiting on... We just get that bit there like that. Yeah, as we get further and further around the map, we just want to make sure that we explore everything that we can, and we want to get all of the ore that we can as well. Is that going to let me bring it round the corner? There we go. That's in a straight line there. So this piece here, if I press shift, I should be able to run that in a straight line-ish. Let me get to that point at least, and then we'll see where we're going to go with it. Bring my robots back up through. They can recharge. Ah, I see. Those there, they're going to be done by just standard construction robots rather than by my own bots. And then the train needs to come out this way and eventually meet up over here. This was going to be my final station here. Now, I've got an exit point here for some copper plates, but I no longer think that I need this. I think this section here can be gotten rid of. I don't think I use it enough to warrant keeping it, so I think that's kind of got to be the next bit that we get rid of. And we will keep the ore station here, because that's still taking ore out of all of these, but the rest of it's got to go. So that's going to be the first thing we do. We get rid of that one, and we get rid of that one. Now I'm just holding those, and then I need to go deconstruction planner. I want the all deconstruct, and let me remove those, and then we can start removing these. Now this is going to be quite an epic undertaking actually to remove this. I'm removing more here than you actually realize, because I'm also removing all of the power, and I could potentially remove bots as well if I'm not careful. Well, not actual robots, but I could remove robot ports. I've also, because I'm removing power from certain points, I could remove too much power. That is going to be a problem if I remove too much. So I'll strip that lot out there. Then I got to make sure that I've got all the right robo ports in all the right places. And then finally, I've got to redo any power to any places that's missing power, which is these over here for a start. And running fresh power lines over, that's not going to be a problem. I can do that now so that those robots can be charged. Did you see that? They all went straight back up there. It's because these roboports had run out of power. I've still got power missing here and the robots can't use it. But if I do that, they're instantly able to move over and start using it. So we've got power restored over there. These are empty and not being used, so we want to deconstruct all of those as well. Take that lot. And then finally, I just want to get some power down here to those. So they're filling up all the belts, but they shouldn't stay too long. The only thing now is that middle line. We don't actually want the middle line being filled up anymore. So what we need to do is rotate. Actually, I can remove that belt and I can remove that belt over there. And then if I take that one and I rotate it in there and I rotate that one up there, that's going to spread the belts out a little bit. And then that belt up through there. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll use the deconstruction planner. And I can remove that up through there. So what we're doing is by removing all of this stuff out of the way, we're going to be able to build a station up through here. And the station is going to be quite big. It's going to be like a permanent addition to this map. It's not just a temporary one. This is going to be a permanent feature. So I'm going to have one station there. Now, for now, that station is actually going into those storage sections, which is kind of long-term storage. And then I've got this other station down here at the moment. We've got 2 stops in it, and that is the usual storage where the robots are bringing in all of the ore and everything that's close by, plus unloading all of the trains, and those trains are getting taken up through. Now, at the moment, I'm running just one train and 4 carriages, and I intend to keep it like that. I'm just going to run 4 trains. I think it's just easier if I keep doing it like that. It's just going to make life a lot easier for everybody involved. Now, the next thing I'm thinking about is how many train stops and trains do I want? I've got enough here so that I could run 3 trains at once, but they can't all run at the same time on the same track, and that kind of gets a little bit confusing for the trains. So you've got to have plenty of options for them. If you've got options for them, they can sort of select which is the best one for them as they go along. And at the moment, I think we'll probably be okay. So if I bring that one there and I press Shift, just pressing and holding Shift, I'm going to bring that. I can bring it in a straight line. Actually, that's got to go about there. So we'll let that one work a minute, and my robots will go through. Actually, it's not going to be my robots. That's the standard construction bots because we're within range of all the roboports. So I bring that down and join it into there. I didn't actually want it to loop around like that. I want it to. I've gone too far over. That's what I've done. If I bring it up from here, we'll do it from this direction. It'll be easier. Press Shift onto there. Bring that over. And I can't actually put it on to that point. You see the way that it snakes around? It is a bit of a nuisance. Because you can't... Because I've got... I see. It's because I've got that power cable in the way. So if we do that, and I get rid of those, and then I remove that power cable, like that, and I put one each side of the track, like that. Then I can take the train there, or the track, and I press Shift onto there, and then I put it onto there like that. And now I press Shift, and I can get rid of that one. What I want to do is I want to join these 2 together. Nope, that's not going to work. That's not going to work either. If If I remove that and go from there, that's better. That will join in there like that. Okay, so that's now joined in and that's looped together. We've got a full loop all the way around. So that's the first bit. Now we can just sort of run a brief test, but we also need to start building stations. Now, before we build the stations, we want to actually construct our own train. And what we do with that is we need a locomotive. You need 20 electric engine units, just 20 engine units rather. And we have engine units, but we don't have an order for more engine units. I also want to increase the mining drills that we're currently holding. I'm going to increase that to 250. Okay, we'll make it 300. It's persuaded me. The numbers on there seem to be about right. And if I go on to here, I'm going to need a few more locomotives. I'm going to need more than we've got here. So I'm going to actually put in an order on here for electric, not electric, just engine units, so that I can make a few more. Bring that one. That's the one I'm looking for. Right, so we got 50s. Actually, I'm going to take that up to 60 because it takes... Oh, no, it's 20. Yeah. Okay, that'll be right. So we'll get 60 of those. I don't want any more. And I can now craft that locomotive. That was actually a really fast craft. And I take that one and I drop it on the track. Once you've got your locomotive, you then need to fuel this beast. And we don't have any fuel here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to take some rocket fuel, some solid fuel rather, not rocket fuel. And I'm going to drop some of that in. Solid fuel will last it for ages. That's just going to burn and burn and burn for years to come. So we've got plenty of fuel now. And you've got beside them, you press enter, that will put you into the train. And then we can start traveling. So all I'm doing at the moment is I'm just testing the track. Now I went straight there. It does take a while to slow down. And if I back up a little bit, like that, and now I'm still pressing forward, but I'm going to press sideways as well as I go. It should take me up. There we go. You just got to assume that you're facing forwards when you're on the train so that you can get it to go round the right way. So I'm literally choosing where I go on those. Obviously, you can't choose if it's another track coming in to join yours. It's only if it's one going out from the one that you're on that you can make said choice. So we can come on round here. So all we need to do next is make sure that we've got... Oh, hang on. Why is that going that way? Easy does it. Let's back up. Right. Okay, so it does actually work. I see. It's choosing that way automatically. If I... Nope, I went the wrong way. If I do that, and... There. It does actually work. Okay, so I can take every route, and it does work with the train. You can actually lay tracks with the train as you go along. You can put the train just going slowly, and you can just, like, slowly make your way through... laying down your tracks as you advance through. So we've got one train here. I'm not too worried about getting more trains at the moment. The next thing we need to do is build a station. So we're going to make several stations, and in order to do that, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we've got all of the right things in the right places. So first of all, I'm just going to climb out of that train. I'm going to leave it there. And I want to put down another roboport so that we can sort of encompass this area with all robots. We are going to be using a massive amount of robots very soon over here. So we're going to need to allow for that by building some more of these. We don't have enough roboports here to cover unloading a succession of trains into these chests. And I don't think we've got enough chests here anyway. It's quite likely also that these chests are in the wrong place. Because what we're going to need... is we're going to need fast inserters to take out of the trains. It's actually going to be fast stack inserters, which is, well, not fast, it's just standard. Stack inserters, we're going to want those. We're going to want stack inserters taking out of the trains as fast as they can, and then they're going to put into the next train. I don't know if I have stack inserters being built on a factory somewhere. We will find out some point soon. But we don't need to worry about that just yet. Nope, the next thing that we want is 4 cargo wagons. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those, again, make pretty quickly, so we don't need to worry about that. If I do that, that actually joins it to the train. And the reason that we want to do this is that we want to find out... Oh, they've updated the graphics on the cargo wagons. Excellent. Now, that one there looks like it's open, and that one looks like it's closed. If I jump into this train... Oop, there's my timer going off. I'm going to jump into the train. Oop, go up beside it and press enter. There we go. And zoom out a little bit. If I go forward just a bit... You can see now that that one is opening up. It's because it was on that corner piece and it's no longer on the corner piece. So that is the closest that I can get to this storage area here and construct a station. So let me just leap out a minute. That is the exact point where we're going to want everything to stop. The only other option that we've got... I mean, I don't think that we can bring this straight down very much further anyway. So we're kind of limited on space. This is the bit that is going to slow us down. Well, it might. It might, because what we can do is we can build a second unloading point. And now that we've got that point there that we know where it's from, we might be able to, if I can come back here like this, and I want to get as close as I can to there, and be able to get as many more as possible. So if I take that one, it's not going to let me move it any further than that. It's just not going to happen. If I go back one line here, I may be able to get it to turn a little bit sharper. Sometimes you can. Press shift on there. Right, literally, that's two side by side. And I don't actually know if that works or not. But no, I genuinely don't know if you can even do that. So that's, again, that's going to be too close, so we don't want to do that. So if I come out of there, so that one, I'm going to come back one more. I'm going to go onto that one there. And I'm going to put another station here. I'm going to run up through there like that. And stop there. And then hopefully this can join back together. Is there a way to get this to join? I think it's not going to work with that one in the way. I think that roboport is actually in the way for this. So I'm going to have to press Q there. And then lift that roboport out of the way. And I'm going to lift that... power cable for a minute. Then I'm going to take that, press shift. There. Where it's blue, that means it's overlapped. So then the two trains can go back in together. And I don't really want to do that once more, because I can put this up here and then I can have the one lot can be unloading that way and then the other lot can be unloading that side. But if I try to do that again, I'm physically not going to be able to do it unless we can move it over this side. I think I am running out of time very rapidly. I've already sort of had my timer go off to say that I do need to stop talking fairly soon, and I'm still going. Now, if we bring this one up this way, that's pretty much as tight as we can get it. That point there. So, what we're going to do with this is we're going to actually just run a little experiment, and we take a... We can just do this with a standard inserter. We can link them together. So if I put a standard inserter there, it goes right up against the track like that. There we go. And then I go from there and you put a chest. Now what I normally do is I like to stack two of them. I like to do it like that because that way there's no chance of you like using up too much space in there. I'd like it to go from there into one chest and there into another chest so that it kind of sits there. Especially as we're going to be using some active provider chests on this whole setup. So then the next lot I can put back on this way, and then I can leave a gap for a chest. I can put one there. I can leave a gap for a chest. I can put one there. I got plenty of room. I got more room than I could possibly know what to do with on this. I can put those there, and I can put that one like that. And then I can put some more chests here. I can actually put a double line of chests like that, which is perfect. So I can fit everything that I want right in there, and I can put a double line of active provider chests up through there, and I've got 3 stations. I've got a triple station here at the moment, and I've also got potential to add in some more. I could bring this over a little bit closer so it's a bit tighter, run 1 chest and then an active provider, and so just wait for the robots to clear that. So we could remove, there's 1 line, and actually let me just clear some of this. you are limited to the way that you can do it. It's in double lines, so we wouldn't have that one there. That would be the active provider. So then you'd have to have another. Well, actually, we could put a track right there. We could put a track on that side, because this one over here, this is going to have a track coming out this side. Ooh, we could make this even more. We could make it even more even, rather than having it sort of offside on one way there. It does look a little bit odd. So if I was to move that back one track, I got one coming out here. It's not off of this one. I've moved it off of this one here. So if I come back one further and I put it there, actually that is the one that I came out of, isn't it? Okay, I need to come back out of that one. There we go. And I move it up there. Is that going to be enough? And then that one comes up to that point. So I remove these. We'll see if this works in just a moment. Just moving a few of those. And then we can come back here and I can remove those 4. And then run a little bit of track up through. And then we've got the ultimate question. Will we be able to put enough down here? I put one like that. And then I put a chest, and then I put another, and then I put a chest. I actually think it's going to work. I really do. I think this is perfect. So that will run. It's going to be the other way around, but yes, that will work there. And then I want another one the same distance over. So we've got 1, 2 tracks. So we've got one there. That's where it's going. Remove that, and we rotate that round, and we run down here. And then I go shift, and I drop it into that track down there, like that. Actually, I want to drop it into the track as close to the bottom as I possibly can, which is going to be... Actually, I think it's from there. I think it's from that point, actually. If I go there... Yeah, that's right. That looks a little... That just looks weird, doesn't it? The curve on the track does look a little bit odd there. I think that's just the way that the game sets the curve on the track. You got, with straight pieces here, we've got 2, and then it goes into the join. So you got, off of that join there, you got 1, and then you got 2, and then it goes off into that join there. So if I press shift onto there, and then bring it up, is it going to allow me? It's not even going to allow me to put it in. So I've got to come back one more onto that point. There. And then that should join in. But that doesn't like it. That's wanting to put it there. I want it to come over one more. Literally just one more. It's not going to allow me to do it, is it? I'm going to have to run it from here. And then join it into the track. Okay. I can do this. If you enjoyed this episode, then please head down below. I'm sorry, I'm kind of confused with this. And I shouldn't be. I should have figured this out beforehand. But I've never done trains before. And it's a new learning curve for me, this bit. We can take those. And actually, we may be able to... Is that the same distance as again? That is the same distance again. So we can have a 4-train station. And it's going to be tight, but it is going to work. So, yeah, if you enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give me a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And in our next episode on here, obviously next week we're going to be going back to playing Banished. But in our next episode here on Factorio, we are going to continue building our station. We're going to just finish laying the rest of these tracks. And then we're going to get 4 trains set up. And 4 full stations with active provider chests. I'm not 100% certain if it's going to work being this close. This may be too close for the chest, but I don't think it is. I think that does actually work, because if you look, I can drop down a chest over here, and then I can go over to the train. I can jump in, and I can go past it. It doesn't affect it at all. So it looks like everything is going to work really well on this. The only issue is making sure that you get the station lined up in just the right spot, which is going to be, I'm going to put it somewhere about here. And then we'll get a station stop, and we'll put that in, and we're going to have to do that around the track anyway. We've got quite a lot of track here that we need to set up. and get the stations going, and then we'll increase our storage here and we can start stripping out all of those patches that we need moved so that we can sort of start the next stage of development of our giant beltless factory. So until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye and see you later.